back to another episode of the Conks panel. And being that it's December here, I don't know what says Christmas like The Walking Dead.
The blood red is like Christmas colory red, right?
Yep, exactly.
It sounds like a good Christmas show.
And the green foliage of Atlanta,
mold.
Georgia.
Yeah.
The mold. It works.
It sounds Christmassy already.
It does.
So
or you could have blood spattered.
Christmas colors.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I understand you guys are huge Walking Dead fans. Are you
told
just
you?
fans of the TV show
Who
or
isn't?
the book?
Well, she loves the TV show, right?
Yeah, I have to confess to Ashley not have read the comic books.
But you watch the show, right?
Yes, faithfully.
So, Walking Dead fan right here. That's all that matters.
I never read the comic books either. I had a hard time getting past the art in the beginning. And everyone keeps telling me it's such a great story.
I thought the words were too big.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
Grr, art.
I'm a slow reader, definitely a slow reader.
It's a good thing they wrote slow to keep,
I will admit though, I was never a huge fan of the show in the beginning. Usually I was working when it was on, but now they started marathons, and my boss at work keeps telling me, "You got to watch The Walking Dead. You got to watch The Walking Dead." So I started watching.
Because he's your boss and you listen to him, right?
And your raise is to
No,
No.
I wish, because then this would help me out. So here I was sitting on one of these marathons. I came on episode 5, and I almost came close to not watching episode 6, because one of the characters seems like every character I liked. It's like Game of Thrones. Every character I like, they die. So I don't like to like anybody, but I like Glenn.
He's a great character.
And I said, if he dies in the end of season 5, I'm not going to watch season 6. But I invested all this time on season 5. So he lived, so I ended up watching it. And he potentially gets killed in one of the episode.
He dies?
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
He does come back.
Cat's out of the bag.
He came back. Yes, but the worst part about him coming back is they took 2 episodes as a cheap parlor trick to make us watch it. And that was baloney on the Walking Dead part. And Robert Kirkman, if I can give you a finger salute, I would, because that was the worst thing to do. Who cares about Morgan and how
it builds up the suspense.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
They have the same amount of people that are going to watch it from the episode 1
So
till
you
now.
watched it, and so it worked.
I fast forwarded. No, I fast forwarded a lot, as many times as I could.
I do find it interesting. So
well, it was interesting,
watching, yeah.
But the idea was to give 2 weeks. That pissed off a lot of the fan base, and they made their voices known that they were upset about that. How dare you make us wait 2 episodes? I mean, imagine if you went to a movie, and the Peanut Gallery has comments in the background.
Rogan on his soapbox again.
Well, but imagine if you went to a movie that you paid full price, and at the end they say, it's like the serials from back in the 50s, and they say, "Oh, come back in about 2 weeks."
Oh no, hands in carbonite. Will he ever get out?
I don't know. Will he?
Come back in 2 years and find out.
Yeah, but those are called movies. They take a lot of time to make versus a zombies walking around. What's with the background noise? We need to get sound check. Sound check.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings from the Peanut Gallery.
Different movies.
Yep.
Lord of the Rings, they filmed it all at once. I should not have to wait a year for the other one to come out.
We're straying.
Or you could read the book and not have to worry about anything. However, The Walking
faster for me
Dead.
to watch the movie than to read the book.
This never happened to Glenn in the book, so how can I sit there and justify myself waiting for 2 weeks on a cheap parlor trick
But they
by Robert
didn't
Kirkman?
even have Daryl in the book, so we're not.
Cheap tricks work.
Yeah.
Cheap Trick's a band.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Good band at that.
They're a great band. I saw them many times. They rock.
So bottom line, we're all happy that Glenn is alive.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're happy to see that they signed Jeffrey Dean Morgan to play Negan.
I've heard that name before.
Watchmen. He was the comedian
There you
in
Who's
the
Negan?
Watchmen.
Explain.
Negan
For
is
those people that don't watch the show or read the book.
he's a character in The Walking Dead. Oh, you want more?
Yes.
Okay.
Please enlighten me.
Negan is awesome. If you thought the governor was badass, he takes it to 11.
Oh, I saw the show where they killed the governor.
Well, that was a good episode,
Yes,
but
it
this
was.
is awesome because currently Negan is in the current series. He's still alive in the books. He walks around with a baseball bat that has barbed wire all around it.
Oh, I know that character.
When you see him, you have to say hello to the baseball bat or he whacks you with it. And He doesn't believe in rape, yet he has his own harem. He takes all the women of the places that he's protecting and he keeps them as his own. And if the husbands or boyfriends try to come back to the women, he takes an iron and he scars their face so that they pretty much look ugly and their women wouldn't want them back anyway. And it lets them know who's in charge. He is the ultimate psychopath. And he's basically, an emperor, because at this point he's the strongest of the area. Everybody has to pay him 50% of any type of food or take of guns, any supplies, because that's his price for the protection that he gives them.
So, do you think that our bunch of ragtag heroes, such as Rick and Carol and Michonne and Daryl, are going to be enough to take on somebody as badass as Negan?
Well, if you read the comics, I can give that answer.
I just told you I don't.
Okay, should I say
They
this?
got Daryl.
They captured Negan. Spoiler, in the comics, they captured Negan. They took him down. But that's because of all the people that he was protecting, he was pressing them too hard. And since he pressed them too hard, just like anything, they rebelled. And they took him down. And it was a great storyline. The character is really great because he's very incredible. But the most important part about Negan, and I don't know if this is going to cross over into the TV series, spoiler alert, he kills Glenn. He killed Glenn like 20 issues ago with his bat, by the way, I forgot, it has a name, Lucille. His bat's name is Lucille.
Is the show following closely the comic books, or have they really diverged?
At points,
So,
at times,
so
the governor
do you
parts
think
were
they're going to
good.
stick to that storyline this time and really keep Glenn dead?
Well, if
or-
the fan base scream loud enough and they want to listen to the fan base, I don't think they're going to kill him. I mean, again, like you said before, Daryl didn't exist. So
If Glenn makes some money,
Glenn
they'll keep him.
Yeah.
But would
But
you
then,
really
but
truly
then you
stop?
can't kill any of the popular strong characters like Carol or Michonne or
You
Well,
just deform them.
When I
Maggie?
said I wouldn't watch season 6 when he died, I wasn't invested into the show that much, But if I was watching it from season 1, which I probably will here on Netflix, you
Did
would
they
probably
pay you for that plug?
Netflix
Twice. You're giving them plugs. What's up with that?
or AMC. Next Sunday run a marathon, but check your local cable subscriber for time and
You better cut
locale.
me in on this take.
So, but yeah, I wasn't that invested in it, but you start liking these characters. So if the show's, since the show's been on for so many seasons, I could see somebody, getting annoyed that one of the characters died, but they'll probably most likely continue on because there's still other characters in there that are interesting to see where they're going to go with it.
Okay, you mentioned
Yeah.
a character you like, the female character,
which one?
Carol.
Carol?
Would you stop watching it if she
I like
died?
Carol.
Would I stop watching it? No, I wouldn't stop watching it.
What makes you like Carol so much?
I think it's the evolution of the character. Like you brought up a point about being invested. I am invested in the storyline. I'm not invested in just one character. I like all the characters, quite frankly. Carol is fascinating to me because she's suffered.
tough.
I mean, they've all
Very
suffered
tough.
great personal loss, but we all know what happened with her husband and child. I'm not going to spoil anything on the show.
But
He can.
He didn't see season 1 yet, but she was a very weak character. You said she's
She
strong.
was
That's what she's
extremely
talking
weak.
about, the evolution.
We're talking
Incredible.
about an evolution of a person as a human being. This zombie apocalypse brought out the best in this person's character. Some people would say she's going a little bit too far
I agree.
in some instances,
I see.
but
In the show that I saw a couple weeks ago where the people with the W's on their forehead came into town and the guy with the staff wouldn't kill him.
it's actually you're reading
And-
it the wrong way. It's an M. You're
M,
supposed to read
okay.
it
They were
upside
in
down.
an upside down.
But the fact that she was going around putting bullets in people's heads and she's saying, you got to kill him. And the guy doesn't kill him. And then he's like, he takes the one guy, he lets him in there, and then he puts everybody else at risk because the guy died and turned into a zombie.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's something up with that guy.
Morality.
I think there's issues with him.
There's no place for morality
Yeah.
in a zombie apocalypse. You got to do whatever it takes to survive.
So there are no shades of gray to you in a zombie. Everything's black and white in a
If
zombie
you're a zombie,
apocalypse.
you die. If you're somebody who's going to attack and take all my stuff, kill my wife and my kids and my best friends, you need to die. If you want to work with me, then let's work together. And that's the thing about this too. It's a bunch of little communities as Rick and his gang go from place to place, and they don't know each other exists.
Right.
And the strongest of each community rises up to rule that area. It's like little czars.
And can you trust the people you're going to be working with?
Right.
That's another thing.
And
when
that's
you
the
meet
the
that-
toughest part.
question.
And that's what makes this a great story. And I think that's why it's so popular that when it takes on Sunday Night Football, it beats them in the ratings. Because it has that human element of what would you do, the ultimate.
I think what I find really fascinating about this whole issue of the zombie apocalypse and the change in people's morality is that I'm of the opinion that this should bring humanity closer together and want us to band together to keep the human race alive and well and solidified. But it's had the opposite effect. Like you just said, it's this town against this little clan, against this little enclave of people, and everybody is bent on tearing each other apart as well as eradicating the zombies.
Yeah, you have your group of people that want to take over and control people. Then you got the other people that just want to survive.
Right.
And then you human nature wants you to go out and help somebody, but at the same time you're holding back on that because it could mean your own life. I mean,
Yeah.
they did the same thing with The Last Ship storyline, but this one was a virus outbreak. But you can kind of see how they're related. Communities break down, and it's just basically you got to survive, and how do you keep your humanity in that survival?
But the sad part is the people that step up to lead, just because might does not always make right.
Yes.
And that's the sad part. Negan is a perfect example because he's so super strong. He walks around with his big stick, and
it's
he
for his personal gain. He's
it
just
dominates.
evil.
Right. And again, that's if you look through history, that's the thing of history. Might makes right for a while, but eventually the ruling class becomes the ones who are smart that can advance everybody along the way with a
Yeah.
group agenda versus an individualized agenda.
Well, Rick and company have done it before.
Right?
Yeah, they took out the
So,
governor.
yeah, absolutely. And they also took out Terminus, so we'll see.
Yep. Well, I think we killed, no pun intended, that episode. So if you have any comments, please leave them in the box below.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
And like us on Facebook.
And remember, Walking Dead, Sunday nights at 9 on AMC.
Thank
Check your
you.
local cable provider.
Oh, stop the plug-in.
You can edit that out.
No, we need to put that in because I want part of the money.